Best known for his achievements on the golf course, Jack Nicklaus has done it all. From designing world-class golf courses to creating an apparel and equipment line, it's a sure bet that the Golden Bear stamp is on it. Jack Nicklaus is expanding his horizons yet again. The Nicklaus family, along with Terlato Wines International, have paired up to create the Jack Nicklaus Wines. They launched it at the Memorial Tournament, and we were there to check it out. You are a longtime wine collector, but what sparked you and your family's interest in partnering up with Terlato Wines to develop this line?
Well, we've been thinking about it for about 5 years, and we've been trying to figure out the right way to do it, and we didn't want to go into this and do a false start or do something the wrong way. And Bill's a member at the Bears Club. I've known Bill now for a couple of years, and we started talking about it, and I asked him, I said, how's the best way to do this? He said, Jack, he says, we can do this right, where you're not going to have a false start, where you're going to produce a good wine, you're going to produce a good wine of value, and it'll fit your brand very well.
How has the experience been for you creating all these wines? Was it a hands-on experience?
Well, it was really kind of comical. Everybody loves a picture of me. I was out in Napa last fall, and we were testing these wines, and we tested one afternoon for a couple hours,
yeah.
And then 9 o'clock the next morning. Now I'm sitting there at 9 o'clock in the morning. Of course, you don't swallow it.
Right.
You get rid of it, otherwise you'd never even walk.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a picture of Tony Terlato, which is Bill's father, and I at the end of the table, and of Tony and me, and we're sitting at the end of the table, and there's about 200 glasses of wine sitting on this table, and the caption of the picture is "Jack hard at work." So anyway, we have all that. We tested one afternoon, and they made up a bunch of blends, and we drank. We tested all those, and then we picked out a half a dozen of those that we really liked, and we carried those to the next day. And then we made our comments of what we thought was good. And then they made up a whole nother bunch of blends the next day, and we tested those against those. And then we kept testing until we came down actually with two of them, and that's these two. And that's what we tested. So we did a lot of time, and of course the Terlato family did a lot previously to us to get it to where we would have a sensible test.
Okay. So out of the two, which one's your favorite?
Well, they're actually very close.
Okay.
They're brothers. They're not twins, but they're brothers. And I mean, either one of them is
phenomenal.
Well, they're both very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a good wine that I like, and I'm not a big drinker. I'll drink about one glass of wine, and that's my limit. But I do enjoy a good glass of wine.
Now I hear Bill Terlato is a golfer, a pretty good golfer.
Bill's very good.
Has he asked for any pointers?
Well, I think I need him from him now, actually.
Yeah.
He's a club champion down at the Bears Clubs.
Oh, wow.
So he's a very good player.
Well, congratulations on the launch of your new wine and continued success. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's been pairing up two wonderful family businesses, between the Nicklauses and yourself. How has that experience been for you?
It's been a lot of fun. And one of the things that we saw early on when we got to know Jack and his family was that he spent his whole career in the pursuit of excellence. And it's something that our family shared as a philosophy as well. So it seemed to be a natural marriage for us to get together and do something.
Now, was this a long process? How much time did you guys spend working together?
Well, so it kind of came together quickly because he just wanted to pick my brain about wine. And so I sat down and offered kind of what I would do if he was him and he was interested. And he called me about half an hour later and said, yeah, we want to do a wine and we want to do it with you. So that came together quickly. But he and Jackie and Gary, his sons, came out, stayed at our home in Napa with my dad, my brother, and I. Spent several days there touring, doing the vineyards, talking about the difference between good and great wine, tasting through a lot of things. And so, it becomes kind of a process of elimination. But it became very easy because we were able to communicate well.
It is an affordable wine with a great taste, so be sure to keep a lookout. Until next time, I'm Ashleigh Ignelzi for Columbus Wired TV.